Good afternoon, Prairie View Christian Church. Today is Tuesday, May 4th, 2021. It's time for your midweek update. And because I feel a theological and pastoral responsibility to stay culturally relevant, I am obligated to say this, even though you've already heard it a million times. Happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. Just trying to be all things to all men, trying to reach out to the Star Wars fans out in this world who don't yet know the Lord. So, may the 4th be with you. Please come to my church. Now, here we are. It's Tuesday. It's your midweek update. Normally these happen on Wednesdays, but I've got a particularly busy week this week, and so we're doing it a day earlier. But the reminders, the announcements are pretty much the same, even on a different day of the week. So number one, tomorrow, Wednesday, you will be getting the weekly email from Nancy. That will include this week's devotion. That will also include the RSVP link for Sunday morning, May 9th. If you plan to be here in person on Sunday, May 9th, please do make a point to RSVP. As we've said, the past 3 or 4 Sundays, we've had first-time guests here, and we've been filling up these chairs. Our numbers have been going up, which is great news and a great problem to have. But the more RSVPs we have in advance, the better off we'll all be. The less scrambling we'll be doing at 9:58 to try and make sure that everybody has a spot. So please, if you know you're going to be here on Sunday morning, May 9th, please RSVP. We'll be continuing our sermon series through 2 Timothy, this time reading chapter 2, verses 14 through 26. Up to this point in 2 Timothy, Paul has not brought up the false teachers very much at all. They were a huge part of his focus in 1 Timothy when we read that back last summer, but they do make a return this week in 2 Timothy 2, 14 through 26. And that is an important thing for us as believers to think about and talk about, and an important thing for us as a church to think about and talk about as well. How do we deal with the problem of false teaching in a God-honoring way? And how do we deal with the temptation that we all face from time to time to be quarrelsome people? We've all been there. And so that's what Paul will be talking about this week in 2 Timothy 2. We hope you can be here for that. It's important for all of us to think about as believers. In addition, this week is our next men's breakfast at 7 a.m. here at the church. If the weather is warm enough, we may start sitting outside again unmasked, so you may want to bring a chair just in case. If the weather is not warm enough, we'll probably be sitting in the lobby masked. But all men are welcome at 7 a.m. We are working our way through the Gospel of John. We should be right around chapter 5 or chapter 6, somewhere in that ballpark. You can contact Joe Fenimore for more information. He leads the study, and you can bring your own coffee and food and whatever else you want to bring. We'd love to have you. The more the merrier for the men's breakfast this Friday at 7 a.m. We also are currently in the midst of elder nomination season. We talked about the importance of that last week in the sermon. Paul instructed Timothy to find and appoint faithful men who are able to teach in Timothy's absence. That way Timothy can go see Paul, hopefully before he dies. And that same charge still exists today. Churches like ours still need faithful men who are able to teach the gospel to God's people. So, as we enter into this elder nomination season, this is your opportunity to tell us as leaders, as current elders, who you think those men are. If there is a man in the church who you think meets those qualifications, who you think is faithful and capable of teaching sound doctrine and shepherding this flock, we'd like to know who that person is. So, please take that responsibility seriously. Read over passages like 1 Timothy 3 and 1 Peter 5 and Titus 1, and read 2 Timothy 2:2, which we just read last week, as you consider who might be capable, faithful, qualified as an elder here at Prairie View Christian Church. Now, a couple more comments really quickly about 2 events that we have coming up. First, this past Monday, yesterday, was our last Monday without volleyball. We are very excited to start Monday night volleyball again. Last year, we were not talking about volleyball at this point in the year. We weren't even having Sunday morning services at this point 1 year ago. So it's very nice to be talking about a full volleyball season starting on time. It's also nice to be talking about volleyball unmasked. We are not going to be requiring masks for volleyball. With the event being outdoors, with many of our participants being vaccinated, we simply do not believe that there is a great risk of catching any sort of illness outdoors on the volleyball court. So if that held you back last year from playing, whether you were concerned about being around that many people, or whether you didn't want to wear a mask while you were playing, which who can blame you, don't let that prevent you from playing this year. We will have people out there playing. It's fun, it's good exercise, you get nice tan lines. And all joking aside, I have told people in the past, and I really do mean this, that when I first started at Prairie View over 8 years ago, my first priority was getting to know the people. That's really the first job of any new pastor, is get to know the people whom God has entrusted to you. And one of the earliest things I did to try and get to know the people of Prairie View Christian Church was playing volleyball. And that was one of the best things I could have done to get to know people. You have so many conversations, you have so many laughs, all of the filters and guards of Sunday morning are off, and you really get to know people for who they are, for better or for worse. You get to see people's personalities at work. So if you are part of this church, regardless of how athletic you are, regardless of how many skills you have or experience you have in the past, if you're just looking for a good way to get to know people, volleyball is a great opportunity for that. So that starts this coming Monday, May 10th at 6:30 p.m. You can contact Craig Hunter for more information about Monday night volleyball. And then the second event I wanted to mention is the baby shower that's coming up for Caleb and Alyssa Dinsmore. They're excited to welcome their first child to their family. And on Sunday, May 23rd, we as a church are going to be celebrating with them. That will happen after church, here under the awning outside. Weather permitting, it will be unmasked, outdoors, dessert provided. If weather does not cooperate, the event will then move inside and will be masked and socially distanced. But we're excited to welcome a new addition to not just Caleb and Alyssa's family, but to our church's family. We love finding ways to support and encourage and pray for and help people at such monumental moments of life, like adding a baby to the family. So if you would like to participate in that, would like to help in that, plan to attend for that, please reach out to my wife, Olivia Halliburton, reach out to Megan Coors, or reach out to Becca Stark. They are the ones who are working hard to plan that for Caleb and Alyssa. So I think that pretty much covers it. Look out for your Wednesday email. Features a devotion, features the RSVP link for Sunday. On top of that, we have the men's breakfast on Friday starting at 7 a.m. We have volleyball on Monday, May 10th, and we have the baby shower on Sunday, May 23rd. I almost ran out of fingers. Again, it's great to be at a point in our church's life where we're talking about volleyball and baby showers, because we were not doing that on May 4th, 2020. But here we are on May 4th, 2021, and we're looking forward to those events. So with that, that pretty much covers our midweek update. I know, I did run out of fingers. Elder nominations, I didn't recap that. Elder nominations are happening. Please do that. So now that covers it. Again, we hope you have a great rest of your week. Hope to see you here on Sunday morning, and hope to worship with you in a way that is not just good for you, but in a way that is honoring to God. So have a great rest of your week. Happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. May the Holy Spirit be with you. We're Christians. That's what we really ought to say. So take care. Bye.